As fans of the WWE 2K series, I'm pretty sure it's one thing we can all agree on is that the computer-controlled AI logic is not all that great. Surprisingly, it's one of those issues that don't really get addressed in detail. Let's talk about it. What's good, WWE 2K fans? Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for being here. God bless, man. I appreciate y'all for giving me a piece of y'all time. So the CPU logic has been one of those legacy issues that has changed very little throughout the series. Now, I'll be the first to give 2K their flowers in terms of capturing a wrestler's likeness, especially when it comes to looks and aesthetics. But when it comes to their in-ring IQ and logic, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm pretty sure we've all seen the CPU do some questionable and just out of character things during matches. Even on a fundamental level, wrestlers just don't act like themselves, especially when it comes to their movements and tendencies and mannerisms. But out of all these things, I think the match tendencies are what stands out the most, as it is the one that has the most effect on gameplay. And if I could be honest, and this is just my personal opinion, but it feels like outside of the weight class, most matches just feel like you're facing the same guy in a different attire and with a different moveset. And to be honest, this does take away from the gameplay and immersion. I don't want my matches against the CPU to feel the same all the time. I mean, if I'm facing a Bret Hart, I want to feel like I'm actually fighting Bret Hart. Being that Bret is a technically sound guy with a high ring IQ, I would like to see him put that on display. I would like to see him maybe target my limbs more and try to keep me grounded and just be more aggressive like when I'm on the mat. Use more wrestling holds and wear down submissions instead of being combo happy and diving off the rope every other 3 moves. I would like to think that Bret has above average ring awareness, so maybe he'll pull me away from the ropes before attempting a pinfall more often than not. Wrestling Bret Hart should feel way different than wrestling somebody like The Miz, who might settle for using shortcuts and putting his foot on the ropes, or if the ref is down, Miz might opt to try to grab a chair or call for an interference or something. If I'm being counted out, a wrestler like Bret Hart may be more inclined to try to get me back in the ring, whereas a Miz might let me sit out there in hopes that I'll get counted out so he can get an easy victory. My point is that these are 2 very different wrestlers, so that means my experience in the ring with them should be 2 very different experiences. Like I said, I want to feel like I'm facing different wrestlers and not just different movesets. I think one way to diversify the gameplay experience is to give players deeper logic mechanics in the creation suite. One great example is Fire Pro Wrestling's logic feature. They have a crazy list of logic options that players can go through and edit to their liking. Now, I'm not saying 2K needs to go through these extremes, but I do think it would be beneficial if we had the options to edit a wrestler's individual tendencies and logic, at least to an acceptable degree. Things like how often they go for pinfalls or target a specific body part, if they're more likely to taunt or try to recover stamina or go for a high-flying move, the frequency in which they leave the ring or try to use environmental attacks. Bottom line is just give us enough options to where we can make wrestlers feel unique and different from each other. I just feel like a feature like this would really help the gameplay feel a lot fresher. This could also help players keep things more up to date. As we all know, wrestling is ever evolving, ever changing, and with that, we have a lot of guys that, change from face to heel, or they just get a new gimmick altogether. So I just think it's cool, if a guy does have an attitude change or something, that we are able to make him maybe a little more aggressive or make him like a cowardly champion that's always running and trying to take shortcuts. I just think this would be a really dope feature to have. But do me a favor, man, down in the comments, let me know what you think about this feature, and do you think it would be something useful to have in the game? If you have any ideas of your own, please don't hesitate to post them, man. I would love to hear what you guys want to say. That's what I want this channel to be about, man. Just kind of building a community where people can come and just post their ideas and we can have discussions. That is my dream and my vision for this channel. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If I said anything that you rock with or you appreciate the content, man, leave a like. Feel free to share this video. Maybe somebody will pass it along and it'll get to the right eyes or something. Again, thanks for giving me a piece of your time. Later, 2K fam. God bless.